Talk presented to you by Top Sports News. I am one of your hosts, Caleb Generette. Next to me, as always, famous Isaac Gier. Isaac, how you doing today?
I like the word famous. Hey, what can I say? As part co-host of the fastest growing number one talk show in Topeka, Kansas, hey, you know, hey, it
Hey,
is what it is. It comes with the job, man. The fame just comes with it. It's
it's it,
sarcasm,
it,
by the way. For anybody that doesn't know me, this is sarcasm.
it can be
I'm
tough to
fine.
handle.
Yes, very tough to handle. I'm doing all right, man. Busy weekend I had.
Hmm.
Covered Washburn softball yesterday, which was Saturday, um, which was all day, and then I covered Washburn baseball today. So a lot of good things happening over at Washburn, which is right across the street from the residence. So yeah, pretty fun. Had a good time over there, and ready to get right back into the preps world.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of stuff's happening currently. But before we get into it, I want to thank our sponsors, Invista Credit Union and the Family Guidance Center and the University of Kansas Health System St. Francis campus for continuing to sponsor Top Sports News. I also want to shout out the ticker. See a lot of people still using it. It's a really good tool. Keep using it. Keep putting your scores in wherever you are, because a lot of people are always curious about how their either city foes or some friends that they have on either teams are doing. So keep using that. But yeah, getting right into it. We had some big time swimming. We had the big time swimming this week as Shawnee Heights Perkins and Rural's Miranda lead the city contingent state performance. Shawnee Heights senior Luke Perkins capped his high school swimming career with 4 Class 5A through 1A state medals on Saturday, bringing his 4-year career medal to 12, and Perkins as well earned 4 state medals for the second straight season.
Yeah, and there's a long a long list of names of who secured medals and some top 5 placements, some top 10 placements, and everything else that went on this past weekend for the 1A through 5A and then the 6A state meet. So yeah, Luke Perkins absolutely he had an insanely good year. Same goes with Jack Miranda. Jack Miranda was top 3 in his respective events all year. The 500 free, 200 yard. I know that he, man, I think the 400 free relay too, he killed. But yeah, no, Jack Miranda, Luke Perkins, great year. You can go down the list on Rick Peterson's story on topsports.news. But there's names like Colin O'Rourke from Seaman, Daniel Ramirez, Brogan Meyer from Washburn Rural as well, who we talked about a lot on the show. Diver Jackson Cowden, who kind of went under our radar all year. But Jackson Cowden is he did some really amazing things this year. And one of the top divers in the state, I think he finished 10th. The whole list, I mean, there's just a long list of people on there. But there's a lot of good quality placements from the Topeka swimmers over at state this past weekend. So big shout out and congratulations to everybody that placed at state, came home with a medal. That's super cool. And you guys are killing it. It was a great year for swimming, especially in Shawnee County.
Yeah, 100%. Then moving over to bowling, where we had some really good finishes from Centennial League and another league as well that we'll talk about. Washburn Rural boys and girls swept the Centennial League bowling championships. The girls won the Centennial team crown 2,852 with over a 2,799 score from Junction City, while the boys won 3,432 to 3,337 over Manhattan. So congratulations to the Junior Blues.
Yeah, big congratulations to Junior Blues for sure. On the girls' side, I know Claire Ireland, she rolled a 596, which was good enough to give her first place. She was first place above, I think, Darby Hoff. I hope I'm saying that right. Hoff, Hauff. So apologies if I'm incorrect there. But a 19 pin lead over Darby Hoff from Emporia to get her the win. So that's huge. And Geo Peoples was Washburn Rural's leading bowler. That's 673, got him third place. Usually that's, I mean, that's a really good score. That is a
Mhm.
really, really good score. There's definitely nothing to hang your hat out about. But yeah, the two bowlers in front of him are both from Manhattan. Manhattan's boys team, really, really good. Jaden Moreno, people that know bowling around this area know who Jaden Moreno is from Manhattan, bowled a 703, and then Jaden Lang from Manhattan bowled a 675. So insanely talented bowlers over at the Centennial League meet. But yeah, it was Washburn Rural, no surprise there. Girls and boys get the W, and they hey, there's still more to come. There's definitely
Mhm.
still more to come, but it was a really, really good showing, and I really enjoyed reading what Rick wrote about it. But congratulations to everybody that did well at league.
Yeah.
I bet you
And then
both better than I do.
the other league that we talked about, UKC, Seaman girls won the UKC championship with 2,887 points. Lansing came in second with 2,790. So as Seaman has done all year, they continue to win these things.
Yeah, all year long, nothing new there. Jalen Thetford had another great week. I know she won her meet last week, that comeback pin victory that we talked about on the last episode. I think she won it, won the UKC championship. She took first individually with a 616 series score. So that's great. I know Jalen Thetford's doing great things, as well as teammate Katie Price. We've talked about Katie Price quite a bit. 527 for her as well. But yeah, Seaman had the quite a jump from first to second, and that's no surprise there. And Topeka West doing some really good things as well. The Topeka West uh, the Topeka West girls team has been really flashy this year. There's been a couple of meets where they had some injuries and stuff like that, but no surprise here. Topeka West taking a top three finish. So Topeka West, Seaman, great job, especially Seaman for winning the league championship.
Mm-hmm. And then we're just rolling through these things. 3A, number 3 ranked team, Silver Lake girls, also continue to win as they win the Mid-East League Championship. And special stat that Isaac threw in here for me, the girls varsity, JV, and C team combined this year for a 44-1 record. So the only loss that they have was that triple overtime loss against Riley County. So huge accomplishment for Silver Lake girls.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've been banging that drum all year long. Ever since the basketball preview came out, I've been I've been wanting to celebrate every chance I can get, because I want to go, I told you so, even though
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear anybody arguing with me. I see you, and you agree with me on this. So
Yeah.
I it's not a surprise in that one loss. I mean, 44-1. I saw that on uh at Lake_hoops, which is the Silver Lake girls Twitter page. I put that stat out, and I was just, oh wow, JV and C team putting in work too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, this is good stuff. But yeah, Silver Lake. Well, I mean, what do we say now? I mean, this is the last week of the regular season, and then after that, it's go time. This is
Mm-hmm.
where it really counts. I mean, 44-1. I don't want to slight that. I'm just saying, the big games are coming up soon.
Yeah.
You got Sub-State, and then if you make it past Sub-State, and then you got some really tough teams in 3A, especially with Goodland, which is the team that knocked them out last year. Goodland's been number one this entire season, and that's the team to beat. Goodland is a really good team, but Phillipsburg is really good too. Rossville's really good. I think Rossville and Silver Lake might be in that same Sub-State. I don't have the list of schools and the list of names right in front of me, but I'm assuming that Silver Lake and Rossville are in the same Sub-State, which is that'd be an interesting game. Facing a team 3 times is never fun for either side. I think especially if you have an edge on somebody twice. Oh no, we got to play them a third time. They know us really, really good. or vice versa, you know. So
Right.
yeah, Silver Lake, I mean, they got a really tough test down the stretch here that they really necessarily have all year long. But it wouldn't be a surprise to see them do some spectacular things down the stretch, and they've done it all year, quite frankly.
Another team that continues to dominate is Highland Park, as they rank number one in 5A, as they have been all year. Played number one in 4A Atchison in a battle of top ranked teams as they win 80-51. As Trey Richardson continues to up his scoring as he scores 25 points.
That was a very interesting game. I walked in the gym and I watched the girls fend off a really scrappy Atchison team right before that. And then the boys game came out and Bo Aldridge and Quentin Adams weren't playing. So I knew it was going to be a tough, really tough. You know, they haven't faced a ton of adversity this year in terms of the quality of opponent, but Atchison, like you mentioned, number one in Class 4A, Atchison's the real deal. And Atchison's only loss that year came from Highland Park. So Atchison only had one singular loss this year, and it was against the same Scots team. And Trey Richardson, we know the name. If you don't know the name, should know the name. You know, absolute beast in football, beast in basketball, everything he does. He's just a pure athlete. But in basketball, usually he's the facilitator. He's sharing the rock. He's throwing the oop off the backboard. He's doing all the right things, and he's kind of the heart and soul of this team. He had to take the scoring load without a couple of key players for Highland Park. So he, you know, when I talked to Mike Williams after the game, he said, I need an alpha. And, you know, he said, I need an alpha. I need Trey. I need Jameer Kincannon. I need you guys to really step up and put some points on the board. And that's exactly what they did. They did not slow down. It was like a 20-6 opening quarter run or something like that. And they just ran off with it. They Park Running. You can check them on Twitter. The Running Scots. They just ran away with it after that. But I mean, really impressive win. And we talk about Tamir Anderson here too, the guard off the bench. He just I called it in my story, his Ray Allen type role. The dude just chucks up threes, and they just always seemingly go in, no matter who's in front of him. He was super impressive in his start because he got the start that night. So he adjusted to that role. But having a bench that deep going to this part of the season, they're going to get those guys back. Like Quentin Adams played on Friday. Bo Aldridge will be back very soon. And yeah, this Highland Park team, we like I said, we banged that drum all year. But this team, like top to bottom, Waterboy, Clipboard, you name it, like everybody on that team is locked in, focused, and ready to kick some you know what on a nightly basis. So big shout out to the Scots here, really rolling. But yeah, the Atchison team is tough too. Like they had some real dudes on that team. So for them to blow out Atchison like that was insanely impressive, but not surprising.
100%. And sticking with the Scots, the girls are no slouch either. I mean, they beat Sumner 68-38 as they won the Meadowlark Conference title. Huge step up from last year. Really, really proud of this team.
Yeah, I mean, you think about 2 years ago, you go winless. You hardly have anybody to fill a team. Rob Brown gets the job last year, kind of late, kind of thrown into this role. Guides his team to 4 wins, which was actually it's just a huge number for Highland Park. And then the year after, I know they moved leagues, and you can say what you want about the quality of opponents in new leagues, yada yada yada. It's still impressive that winning is still winning. I mean, you play a bunch of these games throughout the basketball season. Everybody's tired. Everybody's got sore. Everybody's got sore knees. Everybody's hurting. So the fact that they keep winning and they're doing it the way they are is a thing they should definitely be proud of, and kind of tune out the outside noise. But this Highland Park girls team is definitely one of the hotter teams around too, and they get to host a sub-state, which is really, really cool. But winning the Meadowlark Conference title is just, I mean, it's just huge. That's a huge step forward in the program. Some real good players that are on the team now. Amelia Ramsey, we talk about her all the time. Fantastic. Angelique Gallen-Bread. Deasia Sanders is great. And Tatiana Broyles. I'm missing a couple names, but that's a good team, man. That's a good team, and you don't win by accident. So whatever Rob Brown is doing, which I know that he's a player's coach, and the players really appreciate what he does. The community really appreciates what Rob Brown does. But this Highland Park girls team, they should definitely be proud of themselves because they finally get to see what playoff basketball looks like, and they haven't seen that in a while. So, big tip of the cap. If I had one, I'd tip it to you. But congratulations, Highland Park.
Yeah. And then another really good girls team that we've talked about all year, number 4 ranked Topeka High girls. Really surprised me. I mean, they dominated a really talented Hayden team 60-37. So shout out to the Trojans.
Yeah, they did it again. I know the first time that they met at Hayden, it was kind of the same song and dance for Topeka High. Running clock in the fourth quarter, Kiki Smith went off. I think she might have had like 25 points the first time they meet. She gets 28 this time. So Kiki Smith is another we talk about her every week or so, but
right.
Absolute insanity what Kiki Smith and LaDacia Baird and Faith Shields and Kamara Marshall, Addison Carroll, Jamara Benning, like I said, it's a total team effort. And the thing that I found interesting about reading Rick's story about this particular game between Topeka High and Hayden is that head coach Brittany Redmond from Topeka High said that they didn't practice 2 days leading up to this. I think she just knew that the team needed a mental and physical break. And she said that they just needed to take the days off. They needed it to regroup and get their minds right. And hey, it worked, man. It worked. So, yeah, that to come out and win 60-37 is always, especially because Hayden's a top 10 team in 4A too. I think they're 10 in 4A. So, we talk about Hayden's girls team all the time, but yeah, good job, Topeka High. Well done.
Yeah, for sure. But then the boys avenged that loss as they beat Topeka High, pulling away late for a 55-44 league win.
Yeah, and 3 times the charm too. You know how we talked about earlier is like, teams don't like to play each other 3 times. So,
yeah.
And again, reading Rick Peterson's story, I know he said that Dwayne Paul had to echo to his team that, like, hey, like, you can't take this lightly. This is Hayden versus Topeka High part 3. So, it's something you can't take lightly. And Gio Lyons for Topeka High, man, we don't give him enough credit. His team doesn't quit for anything. Their record isn't great, but they don't quit at all, and they won't lay down for anybody. And the score is really deceiving too, because I knew it was a really, really tight first half, and it was tight for a majority of the second half. But Hayden made its free throws. They made their shots when it mattered the most, and Hayden pulled out with a victory. And, credit to Big Joe Otting down there in the post too, 23 points and 10 rebounds in the paint. The huge, just another day in the office for Big Joe. But yeah, man, those three times, that's always tough. So whoever got the win in that one was going to be, I was going to be awfully impressed by who did it.
Yeah, definitely. And then another vengeful loss, or an eventful win, sorry. The number 1 Seaman ranked girls beat Basler Linwood as they avenged their only loss of the year, beating them 68-34 as they clinched the UKC championship. Just a dominant performance, especially considering that's the only team that's beat you all year.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of picking Seaman to win before I walked into that gym. But if you told me that Topeka or Seaman would have a 47-20 win before the game started, I might have said you were crazy, because Basler Linwood's that good of a team. But yeah, no, they won it in the first quarter, basically. It was 25-10. Seaman wasn't laying off the gas. They looked like they weren't going to miss a shot all night long. Was there to say? They are rolling. I mean, they are rolling because if you play a team that beat you the first time in double overtime, and you come back and you beat them by 34 points, man, that is huge. And that Glacier's Edge tournament that happened at Emporia, what was that, a month ago or so?
Yeah, about
maybe
a month.
Yeah. No biggie. You beat Derby and you and you beat Emporia. So I mean, the sub-states right there. I know Matt Tinsley, the Seaman coach, is going to want the team to lock in, rightfully so, because there's some big games coming up for Seaman. Kind of like I said with some other teams earlier, there's some big games on the horizon, and but this game in particular, Taylor Stahlbomber, I mean, she went 8 of 8, and then she missed her one field goal, I think, in the third quarter. She went 8 of 9, I think, or 9 of 10 for 23 points. Anna Becker had 18 points. The guard duo just looked unstoppable. Those two are insanely good. Maddie Gregg, the freshman, had a great game. Brooklyn Gormley held it down low. And I think, what did it was like Jada Stahlbomber, who I think is related to Taylor Stahlbomber. I'm taking a guess here.
Probably safe bet.
I'm going to go ahead and say that they're related. And Anna Becker, here's what I picked up in my little notebook that I was writing in. They combined for 10 steals and 3 blocks, which is a lot. With 3 people combining for 10 steals, that's a lot. Yeah, they turned the ball over a lot. Basehor Linwood turned the ball over a lot. But that was more of Seaman playing good defense and Basehor not playing horrible. But yep, not surprised. Well, backtrack. Was a little bit surprised. I was a little bit surprised. I wasn't expecting a 34-point victory and almost a 30-point victory and a half.
Yeah.
But and they win the UKC championship, by the way. That kind of just flew under my radar. United Kansas Conference champions. Seaman absolutely shocked. And their first year in the conference, too. So congratulations to that.
Mm-hmm. And then the Seaman boys hold on late to complete the sweep as they beat a very talented Basehor team once again, 43-42 in another UKC win.
Yeah, and Seaman beat this team earlier this year too, and Basehor, another team that in my mind is better than what their record shows. This Basehor's boys team, I've seen them play I think 4 or 5 times now. Now that they're in the conference and they're in town quite a bit. They got a stud, Tyson Rude. He's a Washburn commit, 6'6" guard. He can do anything that he wants on the basketball court. It's obvious. So defending that guy is always a headache. And Seaman's had really good success against Basehor and Tyson Rude and some other players. Not to single out Rude because Rude's a baller and he played really good. I think 16 or 17 points against Seaman this time around. I think he had 8 points the first time, so he had a much better game this time. But it was a point of emphasis for Seaman to really lock him down in particular because he opens up a lot of opportunities for different players. So Seaman holding them down with Caden Bonner, with Aaron Davis, with Briar Finley, and all those guys. It was important for them to make sure that he isn't the reason why Basehor wins the game or loses the game. And it was at the very end. Seaman didn't have the best game offensively. I think Craig Cox, the Seaman coach, he'll tell you that. But they locked in when it mattered the most. Basehor had an opportunity with under 15 seconds to go to win the game, and they were the better defensive team, and they kept Basehor from winning on its home court. So it was a huge, huge win for a Seaman boys team that has Aaron Davis back, that has Caden Bonner. They're healthy at a really, really good time with playoff basketball approaching. So the reigning, defending 5A state champions are looking really good right now.
Mm-hmm. Now it is time for everyone's favorite segment of the week. Currently, the sponsorless, most famous, most prestigious list that you can get your hands on Actually, you can't get your hands on it, but you can look at it on Twitter, usually is where you're going to find it, or this video that you're watching right now. But yeah, so business people, just, if you're listening, I'm just saying, we're the fastest growing talk show in the Shawnee County area.
Yeah, you got to give the number one sports talk show in Topeka. You know, you got. I mean, look at us. I mean, we're adorable. Give us a smile. Give them a smile, Caleb. Come on, how are you not going to sponsor that? I mean, seriously, come on. What are we doing?
Got to. All right, well, let's get it started because I'm super excited for this state fun.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, one more.
One more? You're that not confident at all.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
whoa.
You called it.
And a quick disclaimer, if it shows up in the YouTube video like it's perfectly fine and everything's on time, I mean, there's a little cutoff. There's a little cutoff when we're taking this video, so I have to be really slow when I talk, so I make sure that we're even. So that's why we're fine though. I promise we're fine. But congratulations on your Fave 5. Here you go. I'm ready.
Are you accusing me of cheating?
Bedazzle me. I'm ready.
My number 5 spot. We're going to dip our toe into some bowling. Claire Ireland from Washburn Rural rolled a 596 as she claimed the girls' individual title at the Centennial League Championship. Congratulations, Claire. You just made a list.
Hashtag twinsies, because of my number 5, we're going to Washburn Rural Bowling. On the boys' side, Gio Peoples took a 3rd place finish at the Centennial League Championship, but bowled a 673. I mean, come on now. 673 series, and you get 3rd. I mean, that's still that's an incredible day at the bowling lanes, at the office where you can get a mega guzzler of Dr. Pepper and spin around in a wheelie chair like this. So Gio Peoples, you just made the list.
Congratulations. Someone who needs no introduction finds herself on this list quite a bit. Amelia Ramsey puts up another Wilt Chamberlain-esque performance, 23 points, 19 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 3 steals against a tough Ashton team. So congratulations, Amelia. You just made a list once again.
No surprise there. Absolute baller. Another constant returner to the list because it's basketball and we select hoopers, and it's the winner. So we select hoopers, we select swimmers, we select wrestlers, we select them all of them. But we're sticking with the basketball core here because I gotta select Taylor Stahlbomber with my pick. I mean, this one's an obvious choice. 23 points in 3 quarters played. Totally changed the course of the game. On fire, went 8 of 8. Then 8 of 9. But Taylor Stahlbomber, I mean, stealing, passing, shooting, doing it all. Taylor Stahlbomber, you just made the list.
Congratulations. Isaac mentioned it. We list wrestlers, and I want to congratulate all the wrestlers that qualified for state this weekend. And yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a pattern in my top 3. Barrett Leitz is my first one from Rossville. Regional champion Barrett Leitz, that is headed to the state tournament on a hot streak as he won 4 matches on Saturday, 3 by pin. So congratulations, Mr. Leitz. You just made a list.
Older brother or cousin or in relation, Brody Leitz. Older brother, football player at Emporia State now, absolute stud in high school. Barrett is the same thing. They're fun to watch. The Leitzes are fun to watch. My number 3. What's that?
I think that was the freestyle or the front stroke, technically.
What's this?
That's breaststroke.
Is there another one?
Butterfly. Then you also got backstroke.
That's the one I was looking for. Backstroke. That's the one I don't know.
Yeah, that was
All right, my number 3, we're going to the pool here. Washburn Rural swimmer Jack Miranda finished 3rd in the 6A state championship in the 200-yard freestyle, and then finished 3rd in the 500-yard freestyle. Teamed up with Will Powell, Luke Lemke, Brogan Meyer, and they posted a 7th place finish in the 400-yard relay, which is an absolute doozy of an event. It'll gas you. You'll die in that pool. So congrats to them for not dying in the pool and for absolutely making us proud here in Top City. But congratulations, Jack Miranda. You just made the list.
Congratulations. If anyone's wondering why I knew all those strokes, it's because I used to teach swim lessons.
Wow, I did not know this.
Yep. I was a lifeguard.
Cool.
I was a manager at the pool, and I taught kids how to swim.
Wow.
Call me a hero. Don't call me a hero. It's
Did your pool have any slides or high dives?
no. We had one diving board, and we had a basketball goal.
Ooh. But now look at you. You're on the number 1 talk show in all of the greater Shawnee County area. So hey, you just made my list, buddy. You made my list.
Thank you. That really means a lot because of how prestigious these lists are. So my number 2, Landon Cocker Munoz from Washburn Rural, another regional champion. He won 4 matches, but he's looking for that state title next weekend. So good luck in the state title race, and congratulations, Landon. You just made a list.
Oh man, that is a good one. Yeah, I don't know, man. These lists just keep getting better and better. This was a hard week.
It was.
This was a really hard week. Constructing this show was a doozy this week because there's just so much going on, and we're on a time limit here. So it was really kind of difficult to get all this stuff put together. My number 2, making the list for the 2nd consecutive week, is Jalen Thetford from Seaman, the absolute baller in the lanes. Jalen Thetford, a 6-16 series to lead Seaman to a United Kansas Conference team championship, and the first time in the league, man. This is their first time ever in the league. And then Seaman wins the bowling title. They win the basketball title. They win all this other cool stuff. But Jalen Thetford etched her name in history right there. So congratulations, Jalen Thetford and the Seaman bowling crew. You just made the list.
Congratulations.
Jalen Thetford did, but she bowls for Seaman, and Seaman gives her that platform to bowl. So Seaman made the list too, but Jalen Thetford was number 2 on the list. But big congrats to everybody involved in that process.
That was great. That was a great explanation of everything. I really needed that. My number 1. We're going back to the Junior Blues, baby. Easton Brocksterman is my number 1 regional champion, won 4 matches. He had 2 pins in 1 minute or less. The dude I think he was on my first Fave 5, and now you're on one of the last Fave 5s of the season. So that's history. You're making history. Easton Brocksterman, you're going to be looking for a state title next weekend. Bold prediction, Easton Brocksterman's going to win that state title next weekend. Easton Brocksterman's a man. So good luck to you. Not trying to jinx you. There's wood right here. I promise. I'll knock on it. You're totally unjinxable at this point. I'll knock on wood again just in case I just double jinxed you. But congratulations.
I'm knocking on mine too.
There you go. We want the best for you. So congratulations. You just made the list.
We want the best for Easton Broxman and all these wonderful athletes that surround the Shawnee County area. My number 1. Have you ever heard of Scotland before?
Scotland, like the country?
No, like the one that's on California Avenue in Topeka, Kansas. Highland Park. Let's go. Stand up. Trey Richardson. You made my number 1 spot on my list for this reason. See that finger? Trey Richardson, you are a man amongst children. I mean, you are absolutely a baller in everything that you do, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's track, whether it's carrying the groceries from car to house. You are just an absolute machine, man. 25 points against a really, really good Atchison team without a couple key contributors. Filled in, took the game over. His quick jump shot was deadly. He was untimable, unguardable, unflappable, just good at basketball. He was really, really good against Atchison. Deservedly so. Trey Richardson, you are number one on my Fave 5 list.
Just a round of applause for everybody. Everybody involved did a great job.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to have a big time episode because wrestling state championships are this weekend. So let's get to talk about some of that next Sunday, right after it finishes. Well, it'll finish on Saturday, but it'll be backtrack. It'll finish on Saturday. We'll record this on Sunday and you'll hear it on Monday. So you'll probably get the first reactions out of everybody.
Yep.
Maybe. Can't promise that, but it'll be the best reactions. I can tell you that.
If you subscribe to the episode or to the channel, topsports.news, if you turn your notifications on, you'll know exactly when these episodes come out, and they are exclusive. You do not want to miss these.
Mm-hmm.
We work really hard on these, so you will be happy. And if you're not happy, please let us know. We love engagement. Makes us look like that we have an audience, which we do. You guys are lovely people.
The number going up.
Yeah. I mean, from our first episode to now, it's been great. But if you know somebody that wants to etch their name to the Fave 5 list, a potential business, you know what I'm saying? Just let us know. We'll gladly have somebody join our lovely establishment. But you know, it takes hard work to get to where we are at now, especially with the Fave 5 list, because it is the most prestigious list in all of Shawnee County.
Yes. And before we get out of here, I wanted to shout out Team Top Hat for shouting out the Photoshop skills that I used on that thumbnail.
Hey man, you have made some top tier thumbnails with these episodes. Like I have never seen. Like Picasso and Michelangelo and all these guys have nothing compared to your Photoshop skills, your Adobe Premiere skills, or Adobe InDesign skills, whatever you use, man. Hey, keep on doing it, because you got to keep them coming now. You set the bar so high. Now
you just wait.
I got to keep it going.
Wait. This next thumbnail, I can promise you, has a chance to be hung on the wall of a high school. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm pumped for this thumbnail.
It's going to have the quality. I'll just say that. I'm going to stay.
So when you're watching this,
you've already seen it. If you're watching this, you've already seen it.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Oh, me.
Oh
no,
you.
The viewer or me.
The viewer.
Looking at you.
Yes.
You.
Tell us how you feel about Caleb's thumbnail skills, his Photoshop skills, his Adobe InDesign skills, whatever Caleb uses. It's a magic software, and he doesn't want to give away his secrets. So just let him know how he does. It's awesome.
Appreciate it. Yeah, maybe I'm in way over my head. Maybe I think I'm way better than I am. Maybe someone just tells me, actually, I think these thumbnails are terrible. I think they could do this better. And I appreciate that, and then I will be better. So it's a win-win situation for me. Either I'm really good, or I just think I'm really good, but I'm going to get better because people are going to tell me that I'm bad. So, but yeah, we will be back next week. As Isaac mentioned, like, subscribe, hit the notifications. Every single Monday morning, usually we had a little weird one during Super Bowl, but yeah, usually every single Monday morning, we will be here talking about Shawnee County sports. So, Isaac, do you have anything else before we sign it off?
Nope.
We will see you guys next week.